Well, we want to welcome y'all. Thank y'all for coming. And we've been excited about this and looking forward to this. It's very special. It's a unique occasion to be able to be here. I'm glad we're in this room where it's air conditioning in here. So tonight's just going to be a celebration. It's going to be real informal. Not a whole lot to like a program or an order. So I'm going to get us started. And I'll introduce myself when I come back. We're going to hear from Coach Brian Davis, who is Caleb's baseball coach, and then Coach Scott Price, Coach Chad Alana, and I'll share just a little bit. But we're just here to celebrate Caleb and his parents and his family. We're so glad to have his family here as well. We may have a few more that come in and celebrate with us, but we're going to have just some highlights of Caleb's illustrious career here behind us, and so it's just going to be on a loop. It'll keep playing several things from baseball season and basketball season, and it's been a joy just over the years to see him, and we're just going to celebrate him tonight. And we've also got a special surprise for Caleb tonight that he knows nothing about. I think his mom doesn't know anything about it as well, and so we'll be sharing that in just a minute.
I could stand up here and talk about Caleb's athletic ability, his RBIs, his speed, his on-base percentage, his hits, all those things, but I'm not going to talk about that today. What I'm going to talk about rather today is one of Caleb's unique character traits that he brings to the field and to the play. To be honest, when I first met Caleb, my first impression of him was whether he was full of himself and had all this confidence and where all that came from. Right? So the amount of confidence that he expressed made me a little uneasy. And I was like, well, I'm not sure. So the first practice came, and I could definitely see that his skills and abilities were way above all else, everybody else. And that was important. And I was still uncertain of the confidence, so I just found myself relating confidence to ego, and so that I let a couple more practices go by, and a few weeks go by, and practices continued, and I noticed that a few of the other players on the teams started growing in their confidence, and they started gaining, and it started rubbing off Caleb's confidence that he had in the field of play, and even in as time went on, the result of that was an entire team that desired to win. And that's what that confidence brought to our team. Even in warm-ups. And it didn't just happen in the games, but it happened in everything that they did throughout practices, warm-ups, even the sprints that we did every day. It pushed the guys to work harder. It made them stronger. It created a desire in them to go above their best. God has a way of straightening out your understanding of certain people's characters sometimes, and especially when you're not thinking the right way. He used Caleb to do that in my life, and in the lives of many of the team. You see, Caleb believes that he's already won the game before the game's even started, and he has an ability to extend confidence to anyone who is playing with him and to take them to that next level. Caleb's confidence brings to mind a verse that my pastor spoke on recently, and that verse is 1 Corinthians 16:13, and the word says, "Be on your guard, stand firm in your faith, be men of courage, be strong, and do everything in love." Caleb's character doesn't exhibit an ego flaw. It exhibits to always be on guard. He stands firm in his faith. He has courage. He has strength. He shows strength in everything that he does. And he always, most of all, shows love to everybody. The Eagles organization as a whole is a better program because of what he brought to our team. It is. The motivation and the leadership that he brought to our team is above anything else, and it's above reproach. Right before that verse in 1 Corinthians is verse 9, or chapter 9, verse 24. And the word says, "Do you not know that in all races all racers or all runners run, but only one gets the prize. Run in such a way as to get the prize. That's who Caleb is. He runs to get the prize in every single thing that he does. He gives 100% in everything. I'm proud to have the privilege of being able to coach you. Proud. And to see you succeed on the field, but most of all, I'm proud to see the transformation that God had in your life through the time that I got to coach you. Any college would be lucky to have you as part of that program. Caleb, I got one more thing to say. Keep running the race. Stay strong in the faith. I love you, brother.
Amen.
All right. That's all I got.
You know, as I thought about this opportunity that you're about to embark on, it kind of made me think, you know, I've coached Caleb for 2 years, and I remember even the third year, his first year coming, and I think Coach Chad will know the same story of Caleb shooting in the gym thinking, you know, and I know he was a baseball player, and I'm like, that kid he's got some talent. And just to think about the transformation from when you started to last year is nothing more than hard work and the gift of God. I mean, you know, I remember having conversations with Caleb throughout the summer last year, during the year, Coach, what can I do? What can I do? And everything I gave him, he took it with, all right, I'm going to do it. You know, he took it with a challenge, like, I need to get better here. And I remember this year we were working through some game film, and I would text him while I'm working, and, hey, this is an opportunity for you to get better. And he would say, okay, I'm going to do it. And he tried, and sometimes it didn't work. Sometimes, you know, it was just circumstances. But as I think about kind of your future and what you're going to embark on at Judson, I'm excited. I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's something where you've worked hard, you deserve this opportunity, and you've put the time in, you know. And I know it's, you know, you kind of look back on what we've done with the Canes and what you've done. I mean, it's pretty impressive. I mean, 1,000 points. I mean, really in 2 years. I mean, if you think about, that's pretty impressive. There's many kids that want to do it, but they don't put the work in. And I can say from just knowledge and seeing your game elevate, you put the work in. And I'm excited. My challenge for you is, I know what college life is with basketball. I know where it's going to pull you. Stay true to who you are. Stay true to the hard work. Stay true to your faith, to your family. Lean on your family. You're going to have a new family up there, and they're going to expect a lot from you. So, but I know you can do it. You have a heart and a will that is just not everyone has. And you have a desire to be good, and not just be a good basketball player, but to be a good person. And we know that. You've seen it. But the one thing that I've always noticed about Caleb from day one was people gravitate to him. And that, to me, if you're a leader, if you're someone that people look up to, they're going to gravitate to you. And he does a very good job with that. Some people kind of, I do, you know, egos and all that can come in. But he was humble enough to ask what he could do to get better. He was humble enough to be, Coach, what can I do? I want to get better. I want to work this. And that, to me, is something that it does not come to everyone. So I'm excited. I'm praying for you. We will continually pray for you and expect updates throughout the time. Obviously, if you ever need any advice or help, please text me. I wish you luck and love you.
Yep.
3 years ago, in this gym in the summertime, your little brother comes, and I'm a baseball player. Oh, okay. You want to come out and try? Oh, I don't know. And so he just tried a little bit, and I remember him coming back, talking to his dad and where they're from. And he came back, and at that time we had Ian and Isaac, Judah, and I don't know, Judah, if you were even around really at that point. You were down the totem pole there. It was more Isaac and Ian. KJ was there. Yep. And many other players, and J-Lo and them. And I remember him coming out there, and for me, what was amazing was the camaraderie that he brought very quickly to the team. People gravitate, and him and Ian hit it off very quickly. And the first thing I noticed was, couldn't shoot a lick, but you can't coach quick twitch athleticism. So he had it. As coaches like, you either can't coach height and you can't coach athleticism. So he had a gear that a lot of players didn't have. And It's been a joy to coach him for 3 years, and I'm excited. For me, this isn't the end of the journey. As a coach, I'm always feel blessed to see when God allows a young man or a young lady to play at another level. And for me, I'm so excited to get on and watch streaming Judson Eagles. I've already got it saved to my desktop. I already know the schedule already. And so I'm excited to see the journey of this, where God's going to take you. In Joshua, it talks there in the first chapter about when he was charged with leading Israel. And as you're going and you're taking your journey, don't stray to the right or the left. There's going to be lots of things that the devil's going to use to try to entice you. My thing is stay in the Word. Remember what you're there for. Not just sports, but for an education, and it is a Christian institution, so be involved in the people you choose to hang around. That's my charge to you. I have no doubt that you're going to immerse yourself in athletics, but remember there you want an education. So my expectation is to see you on the dean's list each and every semester. If you're lacking that, that's going to be an issue for me. So 3, 5, and better. Remember, that's what's going to help you with the next career. It's going to be that. But I'm excited because I believe that you're going to excel in both sports, in baseball as well as basketball. And but remember who you are. You're going to do well, young man. I'm not worried about that. My whole thing is that I'm just excited to see this. The only little hint of sadness is 12 and a half hours, but other than that, I'll be looking to see what tournament you ever get close. So, but I'm excited. So to me, this is a celebration, and seeing another Canes athlete get to play at another level, I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to see you for your journey.
We've got a special surprise for Caleb. Before we do that, we'll see that, and then I want to ask Caleb to share a few things with us as well. And I told him to get ready for that. And so Caleb has spent a lot of time at my house. A lot of time at my house, and has eaten a lot of my groceries while he was there. We have grown to love Caleb like a son. It is amazing to me. We're seeing the same thing with a new player that we've got this year, Caden. We're seeing the same thing with him, but it's amazing to me how quickly Caleb walked into this gym and walked into our lives and just fit, like everything fit with him. And we could talk for a long time about accomplishments and just what kind of player he is. I mean, there's just, you watch film and just, I mean, it's just amazing the things that he has done both for the Hurricanes and the Eagles. But most of what was said about you tonight, and most of what all of us could say, really is not a whole lot to do with what you did on the court. It's the kind of man that you are. That speaks volumes more than what you do on the court, is the kind of man that you are. And there's a lot of things that I could share, a lot of things that all of us could share, but I think the one thing that impresses me the most, the one thing that stands out to me the most, not just seeing what kind of player you are, but what kind of man that you are, and watching you and observing you and listening to you and all the yes sirs and the no sirs and the yes ma'ams and no ma'ams, and that I tend to get a little loud sometimes with my kids, you know, and just to make sure they can get that I have their attention. And there have been many times when I didn't even have to ask you to do anything. You were the first one there. You were like the first one that showed up to do anything, and I have to yell at them to help. But you were always there helping. It's like, why can't you be more like Caleb? But seriously, I mean, who you are, people are going to remember who you are more than the things that you do. And the one quality that stands out to me the most about you, watching you on the court and off the court, is that you never give up. That is something that is lacking today. That is something that is needed today. Is that when you were playing, and you played in some games where we We won by a little bit, we lost by a little bit. You played in some games where we won by a lot and some that we lost by a lot. I mean, we got killed in some of our games. But the one thing, and I've got the film to prove it, years of film, the one thing that's consistent about you is that every minute that you were on the court, you played the same. And even in the games that you struggled, like your effort was always the same. You never jogged around, you never slowed down, and sometimes that was a problem too, because you were always too fast at everything that you did. And it's just amazing to watch this 3 years of film that you were somebody that you didn't back down from the competition. You didn't care who you were playing. You didn't care what the score was. You didn't care how hard it is. You didn't care if you were struggling or whether you're having a great game. Like every minute you were on the court, you were giving everything that you got. You never quit. And that is a quality that you need for the rest of your life, because you're going to encounter some adversity where you are now. You're going to encounter adversity. I mean, wherever you go, you're going to be tempted to give up in your marriage one day. You're going to be tempted to give up as a dad one day. You're going to be tempted to give up in ministry one day. You're going to be tempted to give up in a career or a job or a relationship that you have with somebody. And that quality of never stopping, no matter how hard it gets, that is something that displays the life of Christ in you. That's something that other people see, and that's something that no matter where you go or what you do, that's going to determine how successful you are. Is the fact that you just will not quit. Do not quit no matter how hard it gets. And I mean, that's just one of the great things about you. We're going to listen to something that's going to be very quick, and hopefully you can see this because this is a message for you. And then we're going to do that, and then after that, we're going to ask Caleb and Christine or Jay, if they want to share something, they can do that as well.
Caleb, what's up, man? Hey, I just want to congratulate you on this special day. We are really excited to have you here on campus soon. You know that I've told you before, and I told your family, but you are the kind of player that really embodies what we are trying to do here. We're looking for guys that are going to work hard, be the hardest working player on the floor, diving for loose balls, making your teammates better. And I think that kind of play is just really contagious. And that is something that we try to do here. And our motto is get your teammate a shot. And just with everything that you do, your offense, your rebounding, your defense, man, I am pumped to have you here soon and to get going this year. But man, I just want to congratulate you on this day. Soak it in, enjoy it with your friends and your family. You deserve it, man. And hopefully we'll see you here soon.
Well, I'll start, but I just want to know, how did you get him just to do things without asking at your house? Because your boys act that way at my house.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so,
well, then we need to compare
maybe.
notes.
No, and I'll be quick about this. So Chad mentioned it, 3 years ago we moved here. And it was kind of rough on Caleb because he had his buddies, he had his teams, he was playing ball, he was doing all this. And we moved right after his freshman year. I never had to do that, so I don't know what that was like, but I knew it wasn't going to be easy. So, he was going to play at East Side, just play baseball. Got there and he enjoyed it, but it was just not the right fit. It just wasn't him, right? It just wasn't right. And he came and met Chad and Price and, the Moores and everybody. And it just fit. It just, and I'm just telling you, and then he brought them to baseball, and then baseball, it just fit. It was like that jersey that just fit just right, and it was your favorite jersey, and it just fit him well. But that, meeting Chad that very first night, and then everybody after that, really helped him get over a time that could have been really rough, and it's been more than just, basketball and baseball and this. It's been a family thing, and I just want to say thank y'all to everybody here, because everybody here has had some part in that, whether it's it's coaching, cheering, playing with, whatever that is, really helped him through a time that could have been really just tough on him leaving in high school. It's freshman year in high school. I mean, come on. Who does that to a kid? Well, I did. But thank you all for that. I've already been told that I got to come to games next year, so I'll be here to some. But it's going to be fun to watch the rest of the guys grow up and get there as they go through this. But thank y'all for all y'all's support and everything else. Because I guarantee you, he would not be here and being able to go here without you guys here. It wouldn't have happened. I mean, I just don't believe it would have happened. So thank you very much.
So, everybody knows I didn't grow up in a sports family. And then here he comes and he's playing ball at 3 years old. In every game, every sport he can find, soccer, baseball, basketball. And I thought he was going to be baseball only. And he was for a long time, but he had it in his heart every once in a while that basketball was better. So he just, and he got here and it was like, he was positive he was playing basketball in college at that point. And, we've been praying the whole time, especially through COVID and everything. We weren't sure what was going to happen, and praying all through this year that some college would recognize that maybe he needed an opportunity. And even though I'm not a sports person, I have grown to love sports through watching him, and I am so excited for him, even though I'm going to be bawling the entire time that he's in Chicago. But other than that, I'm really excited for him, and I thank all of y'all for your support. It's meant everything.
It's all about you, babe.
Well, thank all of y'all for coming. Like they said, y'all are all a big part of my life and now their lives. Chad, thank you for talking to me, even though I couldn't shoot a basketball, but believing in me, and the other two coaches, for sticking with me through that first rough year of basketball, watching me play, and then working on my free throws and jump shots and all of that, and then
Turnovers.
turnovers. Still working on that. And then Davis, thank you for making baseball fun again. When I started playing basketball, I kind of just didn't love baseball as much, and then when I saw you coaching and you were out there with us, it just brought out a different fire for baseball now. So I thank you for that. Thank you to my teammates, and the other ones who aren't here. And yeah, I'll miss all of y'all. And thank you.
What a great opportunity for our program. I'm so glad that Coach Davis is here representing the Upstate Eagles. We've been a part of that organization for 8 years, I think, 8 or 9 years. Our boys have grown up in the Eagles, and it's kind of cool that he went to high school as an Eagle, and now he's going to college as an Eagle too. So that's pretty neat. But our organization here, I'm so glad that Coach Randy is here, Coach Sandy is here, our girls, ladies program, and the Lord is blessing our athletic program here with the Hurricanes, and I love Randy's vision for our program and the huddle camera that came in last year, and there's a growing sense of excitement, and this is great for our program to promote our program. I've told people before, I believe, and I know people in Charleston, I know people in Columbia, I believe that we have the best athletic homeschool program in the state of South Carolina. I think we do right here with the Greenville Hurricanes, and that's no small thing. And so that's due largely in part to people, the kind of people that God has brought together, and the vision, the leadership, the hard work, the service. How many of you have stayed late after basketball games and vacuumed the floor, cleaned bathrooms, and all those little things that that come together and make things like this possible. And so Caleb is going to be going to Chicago, Illinois, to representing the Lord, representing his family, but representing our program here and the Upstate Eagles program. So we just are so thankful for that. So.